Blog Talk Radio.
On another Tarot Today radio episode here on the Psychic Talk Network. This is your host, Dax Carlisle, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, and joining me live from Amarillo, Texas, is the other host of Tarot Today, as well as her monthly There's a Rock for That show, Crystal Reiki Master and Tarot Master, Mary Brown. Let's bring Mary on. Happy Psychic Saturday, Mary.
Happy Psychic Saturday, Dax, and to everyone listening out there in Radio Land. Happy Psychic Saturday.
We're back.
We are.
And yeah, and it's open lines and readings and calls all show long. So if you're out there listening and you're sitting on the fence, call in now, because we're gonna take your calls shortly here. And let's give out that number, Mary, 714-816-4628. That's 714-816-4628. You know, you can join us in the chat room as well. In fact, you can listen to the show there too. Yeah. We have the show pages for each show, and there's a player. And you may have to refresh the page. Make sure the player says live now, and then click the play arrow. You'll be able to listen to the show that way. And right below the player is the chat room. You can jump in the chat room with Mary and I. You can chat with us. You can ask questions. You can ask for a mini reading right from the chat room. Maybe you can't call in, but you can send us a quick message. We'll do a reading for you live on the air here. The quick, easy way to get over to the show post for that day is just to open a new tab in your browser and type in chat.psychictalk.net. It's that easy, folks. That'll take you right to the current show page for the current day. Scroll down, you'll see the player. Scroll down, and you'll see the chat room. Give it a second to load. The player typically takes, I timed it, Mary, it's like 8 seconds for the player to load and start playing. The chat room, it depends entirely on which browser you're using, what your internet connection is like. It could take a second or two. It could take 5 seconds for the chat room to load. So be patient there. Wait for it to pop up. You'll see the big blue stripe says Psychic Talk. My picture's in the left corner there. And you just type where it has your name in that box there. You can just type in. You can join the chat, by the way, via your Twitter account, your Facebook account, or you can just type in a name as well. So that's chat.psychictalk.net. And otherwise, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you, 714-816-4628. Remember to press 1 on your dial pad so we know that you want to be live on air. We'll be getting to the calls in just a minute here. What's going on, Mary, out in the psychic world?
Well, locally, I've been actually thinking exactly about that question. I could tell you what's going on in Amarillo, and I'm telling you, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Oh, wow.
It ain't good. It ain't good, but it's the same ain't good that's happening across the world right now. Friggin' Delta, right? Friggin' Delta.
Oh,
what the
yeah.
heck? But I've been thinking a lot, and so this is like week 3 now, right? Of like, first I went on Sharona's show, and then I guess it's like then there was a week where nothing really happened, I guess, and then that I was thinking about what I talked about on Sharona's show, and then it got to my show last week, and it sort of came up again, but not really, and it's this idea of being in the present. It all started when Sharona asked me, how do you connect to magic and stuff, and in, the wonder of the world, I guess. And I said it was about being in the present moment, but I said it because that's just what came out. And I had to really think about it afterwards. I'm like, wow, is that really what I meant? Is that really true for me? And it is, but there's a difference, right, between being in the present moment and connecting to the current energies. Like, I think the current energies are like chaotic, crazy, like, wow, WTF.
Oh.
So what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Do you think there's
about
a
what
difference
part?
Is there a difference, do you think, between connecting to the current energies, like what's going on out there, and being in the present moment? Can we do them separately?
Well, I still think it's all going to be in the now, because there's always only ever the now. However, that doesn't mean we can't separate it out. It's where we're putting our attention, our focus. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I think that's the key, actually, where our focus is. I love that. Thank you. You solved the riddle for me.
There you go. Yeah. See, I've been listening to a lot of channelers lately, and Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks. I've been listening to Bashar and a whole bunch of them. Just they say fascinating things. It's really interesting to listen to, and that's one of the concepts that comes up frequently. About the now and also what you're tuning into, because from their point of view, you don't experience the crazy if you're not focused on the crazy, and whether you believe in the metaphysics of it or whether you're just talking about practicality, maybe you're more scientifically minded. And well, of course, if you're listening to this show, you're probably spiritually minded, metaphysically minded, but there might be some listeners out there that are, less so, more analytical, critical thinker, scientifically minded. But even looking at it from that point of view, Mary, if all we do all day long is have Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and everything running in the background, and we're listening to what's going on, or our local news, and of course all of the stuff on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and all that stuff, that's where we're putting our focus. So aren't you going to get more of that?
A lot of noise.
Yeah, I think so. And we have hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day, and it's impossible to control it all. We're going to have negative thoughts. And of course you can go, cancel. When you have a bad thought, you don't want to attract it.
Right.
That kind of thing. That's what they tell you to do, right? In the LOA circles.
Yeah.
But But I think you're never going to get rid of all of it. And so what you try to do then is you try to put your focus as much as possible, as much as humanly possible, let's put it that way, on what you want to attract in versus all the other, like you said, crazy going on out there. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Delta variant. You know, I wasn't, when I asked you that question, and you were talking about local, and I actually didn't know you were going there. What I thought you were going to say was that the crazy was because you're in the Bible Belt. That's where I thought you were going with that.
We're on the buckle. Like everybody likes to say that. Yeah, it's but it's funny because it's like I was just thinking about that. It's like I haven't really noticed that religious fervor since the pandemic. Since I would say the second wave of the pandemic. That seemed to sort of die down, at least what I was exposed to. So
good.
It was a little wild there in the beginning, end times and all, but we're still here. We're still here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And hey, if you have any big questions about this kind of stuff, the big stuff, get a hold of Mary or I, on Facebook, or send us an email, dax@psychictalk.net, mary@psychictalk.net. Let us know what big questions you'd like us to ask the tarot. Yeah, you can call into the show like you're calling in, many of you are calling in right now, and you can ask about your personal life and everything like that. But we're talking about big questions, the big stuff out there, what's on everybody's mind. Maybe you have a question about, how the universe works, or the law of attraction, or, COVID, the Delta variant, are aliens invading? I don't know what it is, but, the big questions, because our Psychic Spin is coming up, at the end of the month. It'll be on the 28th, and so that's 2 weeks from today, and we'd love to get some of your questions, and we'll pull cards live on air, and we'll credit you too if you let us know your name and tell us you want us to use your name. If you don't want us to use your name, tell us that. We'll keep it anonymous, and that would be fun, right, Mary?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
And as far as the life questions, career, relationships, all of that, call in right now, 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That lets us know you want to be live on air, and then hold your spot there, because that'll secure your spot. We take the calls in the order that they come in. We'd love to chat with you today, or come over to the chat room like we mentioned earlier, chat.chatroom, and I don't think anybody's in there right now. Sharona's in there, and you are, Mary, but I don't see anybody else. But you can pop in the chat room and ask us a question as well. So before we go to calls, we'll give folks a minute or two to call in. Did you get a card of the day, Mary?
I did, and here's the thing, folks. If I post a card of the day practically every day, sometimes every other day, but I post a lot of cards on. Yes, you did too as well. These are great cards from different decks you guys need to check out with really fascinating messages. It might resonate with you, and you can find them by going to Psychic Talk Radio on Facebook. The easiest way to get there is to go to psychictalk.net/Facebook. We have a page, we have a group. Like the page and join the group. And the card of the day I chose today is from the Crystal Medicine Oracle. These beautiful circular cards by Rochelle Sharman and artwork by Lynn Hibble. The message is about going within. And because this is she calls these shamanism cards, right? And so the basic concept of contemporary shamanism is this 3-world idea, right? That you have the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world. And in this, it talks about the inner world. Going within, the stones connected to this are boji stones, those cute little boji stones that you always want to get in pairs, and look into those. Those are really fun, BOJI. And I'm looking at this card, and that's why I say you guys have to join the group. And the artwork is exquisite, and it's this tree with a hollow, right? And these two boji stones rolling out of it, and it shows a little trail that they rolled out. And I was looking at that, and it looks like the symbol for the planet Saturn, which Saturdays are named after. And what's interesting, you know, a lot of different things about Saturn, but the outer atmosphere is generally bland and lacking on Saturn. You know, that's what we think based on the measurements we've made, right? So think about that. You know, we're talking about the external crazy, and Dax was just talking about it, how it's important where we put our focus. This card is about going within. And the planet Saturn, you know, the outside is bland and lacking something anyway. So I think it's all a big message. Time to drill down inside, go within, find your own hollow tree, or close your eyes and imagine a hollow tree as you're walking through a meadow, and it's big enough to fit inside. And it's okay to just go in that hollow tree and see what you find. Did you do a spread? You do spreads and numerology.
Right. I love how you do the card of the day, because you have so many decks. And, of course, each deck has, 30-some to, if it's a tarot deck, 78 cards or more. And so, you're able to show the beautiful artwork and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of boring. I have a few decks, that's it. I just stick to my regular deck, And, just pulling a card of the day, everybody does that, not the way you do it. You do it, you're showing the various decks, the artwork, you're crediting the deck creator, the artist, talking about that, some great messages on those cards and things like that. But, as far as like a tarot reader just pulling a regular weight Smith, card.
There's only 78 unique ones, right? In a sense.
Yeah, and I find it, it gets boring. It gets boring.
Yeah.
And plus, as a numerologist, I don't just pull a card of the day for myself. I also look at the numerology of what's going on with the day. Today's the 14th, so 1 + 4 is 5. We call that reduction in numerology. So it's a 5-day. That's a high energy day. It's a day of adventure. Go out there and smell the roses and go to a good movie and ride the roller coasters, that kind of thing. And then I also do the whole date, and the whole date today reduces down to 9, which is endings. It's also the number, the Mother Teresa number, the number of the philanthropist and everything like that. So I started, doing the tarot and numerology of the day, but then lately I've been pulling multiple cards. Sometimes I'll pull 5 cards like I do on the radio shows. Sometimes I pull 3 cards. And so it's the spread of the day instead of the card of the day, which I get a kick out of, because, a lot of people that are paying attention here and are reading my goal each day on the tarot and numerology of the day. They're tarot readers or numerologists, or they're wanting to be a professional reader, they're learning, or maybe they've been doing it for 30 years, what have you. And, I kind of give little things here and there in the article that makes it interesting, and that I kind of try to do it as a teaching moment, as a learning moment.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So, and make sure people know where they can find that, because you post it always on the Tarot Guild, right? And
and it's actually worth going back, and even though they're for, past days that are no longer here, it's worth reading the articles, because I throw in, tidbits and different, like yesterday, I did a whole thing on Friday the 13th, and I linked to a much bigger article that goes through the whole thing. It's fun reading about this article I found. It's like, the Western culture's longest running meme. They called it a meme, Friday the 13th, and I talked about, fear of Friday the 13th and things like that, and as well as going into the numerology and the tarot of the day. So I always have little tidbits here and there. So it's worth going and listening. I should be doing these as videos. Yeah, it's worth going and reading some of the past articles. You'll find them all under articles on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com. So just go over to thetarotguild.com and click on articles, and you can read some of my past articles. I haven't typed up the one for today because I had the radio show to get ready for, so I'll be doing it after the show. But as I said, it's the 5 and the 9 energy today. 9 is about letting go. And I got the Tower card. I got some other cards too. I put more than one card. But I'm just gonna mention the Tower card, because another aspect of the Tower card, a lot of people get that card and it's like, it's one of the ones you don't want to show up in a reading. It could mean, sudden drastic change, something bad happening, things like that. But under the context of the 9 and the 5 energy, Mary, what I want people to think about instead is this other aspect of the Tower card, which is completely clearing out your life. Letting go of all the garbage that no longer serves you. That 9 energy today. What relationships no longer serve you? What beliefs are you holding on to that, hey, it might not even be your own belief. It might be something that your clergy person, your mom, dad, cousin, friends, teachers, what have you, told you when you were 7 years old that you still believe. It's not even your own beliefs or thoughts sometimes. What can you let go of? And then, of course, physically, literally clearing out the closets as well, making room for more to come in. So that's what I want you to think about today. So I'll be writing that up, and you'll be able to find it under thetarotguild.com under articles. In fact, if you type in your browser thetarotguild.com/articles, it takes you right to the articles section. There you go. Awesome sauce. Yeah. So we got, a lot of people calling in now. It's starting to light up like a Christmas tree here. We're going to go to calls now. I did want to mention briefly that, of course, as always, our Tarot Today radio shows are sponsored by the Tarot Guild, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professional readers since 2004. October is rapidly approaching, and Halloween is the anniversary of the Guild, Mary.
Yay!
Yep.
I can't wait for Halloween.
No, I love Halloween. It'll be our 17th anniversary. We'll be entering our 18th year of the Tarot Guild. God, I feel old. But a couple of years ago, for our 15th anniversary, we launched a brand new website, thetarotguild.com. Our old one that we had for over 10 years, the servers crashed, and we had to build a new website anyway. So we said, hey, let's make it whiz-bang. So it's a big social media website. It has all the features, like Facebook and those big social media websites out there, only it's all tarot all the time. It's got, your own personal profile and your news feed and activity feed and groups and private messaging and chat rooms and all those features you get on Facebook, only it's just tarot. That's right. Yeah, so go over to thetarotguild.com, and you can sign up free on the website there. Yep. Also, we broke 6,600 members on our Facebook group. Can you believe that? 6,600 plus members now. thetarotguild.com/Facebook will take you over there. If you're on Facebook, just type in the Tarot Guild, or I think it's facebook.com/groups/Tarot Guild will take you there. Don't confuse us with the Australian Tarot Guild. Look for the one where if it says, 6.6K, members, 6,600, that's us. Yeah, the one that says Tarot Guild, the Tarot Guild. And come join the conversations. We got some great conversations going on there. Also, if you want to, we do these little mini readings, spend a couple of minutes with folks on the radio shows. But if you want to book a private session, maybe you don't want to air your dirty laundry in front of tens of thousands of listeners, or maybe you want more time with us, you can go over to Mary's page at psychictalk.net/Mary. And mine is psychictalk.net/Dax. And you can book a private session with us there. Oh, let's see. I think I covered pretty much everything. Oh, one last thing. Summer is almost over, Mary. And people are already going back.
Darn.
They're already going back to school and everything like that, I'm glad I am not in school. My God, with, the masking and the Delta variant, and can you imagine being a kid
the
nowadays?
Parents, the school board. I mean, I just think at
the
some
governors.
point the kids have got to be like, okay, enough with adults. How do we get them out of this process? We'll keep a few teachers around because we got to learn stuff, but the rest of these adults, they need to go. Back off, everybody.
If you really think of it, Mary, it's actually scary being a kid today. And I don't mean the virus. It's scary because here they are, they've gone to civics class, they've learned about how our government's supposed to work, and then the governor of their state, does something wackadoodle. And they got to be thinking to themselves, my God, I'm just a kid, but guy's an idiot running my state.
Well, but then the positive spin on that is that, okay, here we're going to have a whole generation coming into things like completely aware. They're going to have seen things that nobody, none of us saw as kids or, in our lifetime. And I think that they're going to make better choices. I think our mistakes now are serving a purpose, a greater purpose.
You're right.
God, I hope they are. I really hope they are.
Actually, if I think back, I went into the military, got out of the military. I was in my 20s before I finally had that realization that, oh, my God, these people running the country are frickin' morons. But nowadays kids are realizing that really early on. I mean, even before their teen years, whereas us, it took us into our 20s, maybe into our 30s that we really paid attention. Back then we didn't have Facebook, folks. This was, the dinosaurs still roamed the earth. It was a great time, though.
It was a great time. It was a great time. But I mean, I joined the Army right out of high school and didn't come back to the real world till
Air Force.
8 years later. And when you're talking about social media, I was stunned by how many TV stations there were. I was like, what? There were like 5 when I joined the Army. I mean, I don't know. It was so weird. It's like it was more than just MTV.
Well, when I was a kid, there was 3 broadcast stations, and then finally cable came along, and MTV came along, and then 500, now 5,000 stations. It's like I can't even keep up with all of the programs and everything like that. But we I'm trying to think of the word for it. We were. Yeah, everybody was back then. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Twitter. No one was telling us what was going on except for what we read in the newspapers. And of course, we were teenagers. We were in our 20s. We didn't read the newspaper. Come on, we went.
No,
we did our job.
The news was boring.
We went, we didn't wake up till 10 a.m., went to our job, got off our job, went out to the clubs. We were at the club till like 2 a.m, came home, went back to sleep. We didn't pay attention to what was going on. I mean, our realization took till mid to late 20s, if not 30s, before we realized that, oh my God, these people are idiots that are in Congress. Up till then, I thought they were all like these smart people.
Well, that's the thing. But smart people, are struggling. Because people apparently, there's a large segment that don't really like smart people. I don't know why that is or how that happens.
Mary, also think back to when we were younger, and we didn't have the crazy we have today. I mean, there was the different political parties, but they still, they had their own ideologies, but they would, come together to put together a bill,
they would act like adults.
Right. Now you've got people that, haven't even graduated high school, and they're Congress people, and they're getting tossed off Twitter because they're saying things that are not true. Cray. Oh my!
I think what it is though is like if you go, the problem is the bar is set really low in the Constitution for who can be a representative, a senator, or the president, et cetera. It's really just like citizenship and age, and residency for states. But the thing is the founders expected us to choose enlightened individuals to represent us.
Right.
And we kind of ignored that part.
Right. And also people were supposed to go and do their term and then come back and go back to being a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a contractor, whatever it is that they their actual career. They weren't supposed to, make politics a career and stay there for 30 years. That's not what the founders envisioned. They envisioned we'd send enlightened people, to Congress for a term, how many years that was, and then they'd come back and we'd send someone different, and that they would be enlightened, at least understand the Constitution. If we had a requirement, if we had a requirement that you had, I mean, a lot of our Congress people, presidential, God, my mind is blanked. Candidates, they couldn't pass the exam that's required of people that are becoming citizens of the United States from a foreign country.
No, it's true. But I will say this. I will say that I think what has sort of kept everything from not completely falling apart is that we do have some good ones. And it's like everything else going on. Yes. It's like the loud voices are the ones that we hear. The crazy things are the ones that, get shared across every social media platform. We don't hear like the reasonable, smart ones, and we do have them. I mean, we do have them. I was surprised to find that we do have them. I was more surprised to find how many are not like that. You know.
Exactly, but I really
we hear the squeaky wheel the most, you know.
Of course. But it's like that with everything. But I wish that we had some more stringent guidelines. Like they should have to take a test and be able to actually say what is actually in the Constitution. We wouldn't have had the last 4 years if we had that. Because there are some people that would not have been able to have passed the exam. I'm just saying, Oh my God. Anyway, we got to take some phone calls.
It makes you wonder, And we should take some calls here. Do you want me to run through what we have coming up really quick first, since we're at the bottom of the hour?
Oh my God, time is just flying by here. Yeah, let us know. Okay, so everybody that's holding on the phone lines, don't worry, we are coming to the phone lines. We were supposed to start, 20 minutes ago. But anyway, we're having too good of a time here, folks. I hope you're all enjoying this. But Mary's going to let us know what's coming up on the network, and then we're going to start taking phone calls. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, so our next show is going to be on Monday, August 16th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's the Wisdom of the Soul show with your host, Janice Dukes. And after that, we have a show on Friday, August 20th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Spiritual Guidance Radio with angelic channel and healer Catherine Hahn, where she gives free on-air guidance. And then and I will be back next Saturday, August 21st, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern with the Tarot Today radio show. And we're going to have a topic, are you charging enough for your tarot business? Plus, we'll be taking your calls for free tarot mini readings on the air. And then next Sunday, August 22nd, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, it's the Magic Universe show with host Sharona Lapsick. She is a special guest on spiritual life coach and tarot reader Anita Avalos. Plus, they'll be doing free tarot mini readings and open lines as well, and that's what's coming up on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. You can find this easily by going to psychictalk.net/upcoming. Back to you, Dax.
Awesome sauce. Got some great shows coming up, and I love that topic. It's come up several times about, what we're charging as tarot readers and tarot advisors, and a lot of folks have quite a lot of difficulty with figuring out what to charge. And I have some little exercises that I can give people what to go through as they're figuring things, and then we can also discuss the big elephant in the room. How many of us are undervaluing ourselves and are not charging enough. So we'll be talking about that, and I'll have some really cute little exercises we can go through for that. Now, we before we go to the calls, we got off on that huge tangent. It started out with talking about summer ending and went way off into right field. And the whole reason I brought that folks. Yes. But the whole reason I brought that up is because the sizzling summer sale at the Tarot Guild is ending. So if you're one of our members on the website or a member of our Tarot Guild Facebook group, and you're a professional reader, you've been thinking of joining the professional membership at the Tarot Guild, you want to take advantage of the sale while it's going on right now. And there's a lot of things on sale. You can go check it out at summer.thetarotguild.com. That's right. You just type in summer.thetarotguild.com. It's going to go away in a few days here, folks, so jump on this. You can get your professional membership and your CTR Certified Tarot Reader certification for $67. It's normally like $100. And if you are new to tarot, you can enroll in my course, which is normally about $100. It's $67 right now to enroll in my course. We also have a package deal on there where you can enroll in my course, get your professional membership in the Tarot Guild, and your CTR certification application fee included, everything included for, it's right around $97. So all of those are about a 33% discount over if you bought them separately there. I also have readings on sale and numerology reports, and all of it's going away in a couple of days, folks. So you want to jump on that. It's summer.thetarotguild.com. You'll also see it on all of our social media. And then, of course, if you're on the website, thetarotguild.com, right there on the main page, you'll see a big banner for the sizzling summer sale. Just click on that. It'll take you over to the page. Jump on it now. We've had a lot of people enrolling in the course and becoming professional members, getting their certification. In fact, one of our members that became a certified tarot master, she is actually, it's Tamara. And I'm trying to remember, I think she's Tarot and Bean on our website, Tamara Kerr. And she's actually helping me do some of the test readings, Mary.
Yeah.
Because we had some, and she just jumped in there and started doing it, and we've been having more and more people jump on the summer sale. So go and grab that while it's still discounted for fall. We're going back to regular prices. Just letting everybody know ahead of time here. Let's see, who's been waiting the longest? I don't have an area code for this person, Mary. I'm just going to bring them on. Hello, caller. You're live on Tarot Today Radio. Are you
Hi, thanks. Yes.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling in from?
Hi, this is Bridget, and I'm calling in from Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah. So
what's going on?
I'm actually temporarily here, and I'm contemplating a move, and just wondered if you guys can check in with that energy and see what's going on.
Now, do you really want to move?
Yes, I do want to. It's actually a matter of not so much choice as it is that I do need to find another place to move to.
Yeah, you're definitely moving. You're definitely moving. I just pulled the cards, and oh my gosh, 3 major arcana cards. So this is, when you get that many majors, it's a big shift in your life. And I've got 4 out of 5 yes cards, asking it as a yes, no, with 5 cards here. And the no card, because we take odd numbers as no, is the 9 of Cups. But the 9 of Cups is literally the wish come true card. So I'm just going to take that as a yes, too. So you got all yeses here. Now, it's showing a little bit with the 2 of Pentacles, a little bit of kind of juggling the finances to make this work. Does that make sense? Yep. The Fool card comes into, which is, of course, new beginnings and stuff like that. And it's literally the taking the leap card. And, yeah, so you definitely want to go for it. In fact, it may come up that an opportunity to move manifests itself in the next week or 2 or so. And what's going to happen is it's going to run through your head, Bridget. You're going to think, I don't know if I should take this one. As soon as that runs through your head, that thought process, you will remember Dax said this is what to look for. And that's when you make the leap. actually go for the one that you're not sure about going for.
And can you share with me any details, like in terms of, like, will this be something temporary? Will it be just a room with roommates, or what I really desire, which is a place of my own?
A place of your own. Okay. Well, I didn't ask the question that way. So let me pull a couple more cards here. And
thank you.
That's good. Yes. Definitely, you can do it. You can do it. It's coming out as a yes for you. You will be able to do your own place, and that's really, really what you should do. And the 10 of Cups is showing up, which is a great card for that. Also, the central focus card that shows up when I pull cards on that is the Magician. Literally, it's in your hands. You can manifest it. And it's a big wake-up call coming in from the universe. I have the Judgment card showing up. I call that the Cosmic Wake-Up Call card. And what it's saying is that this is a big wake-up for you, that you really need to have your own place. But let's go over to Mary here, see if Mary has any words of wisdom to add. Mary?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the High Priestess is like the major focus of the spread I pulled here. And so it is talking about kind of what we were talking about with the card of the day, going within, trusting your inner knowing, your intuition. When it comes to choosing a place, you can find a place. It looks like you will have the ability to get everything together in order to get your own place. The other thing with this, too, is when you leave, really leave, Mm-hmm. If you could do it in such a way that it's like one move, that would be great, But there's something about, like, needing to, like, let go of the place that you're at, let go of not even just a place, a situation for some reason.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And that is going to help you to be more decisive and to focus on what's in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think you can do this. I think it's an emotional journey to a degree for some reason.
And you see it in the same kind of time frame, or do you get any time frame within the next 2 weeks, like Dax said? I'm sorry, Dax.
Yeah, I mean, wait, I'm trying to think. What is the date today? It's the 14th. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing like September time frame. So I guess that's about almost 2 weeks from now. A little bit longer. I think this is going on in September for you.
Give or take, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I've gotten a lot of clarity from your answers, both of you. Thank you.
Thanks
Awesome.
for the call,
Thanks for
Bridget.
Have
My
a good
pleasure.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
You too.
And it's interesting, while you were talking to Bridget, I pulled some more cards because I wanted to see, if it's local or moving away from Colorado, or at least out of the city that she's in now. And it's definitely pointing that it could be, the big move, not the little move where you move from this place to a place down the street kind of thing, but literally to another city or a whole state, a whole new state. I think it's a whole new state, to be honest with you. I think she's going to be moving out of Colorado. But one of the cards that came up in that was the Ten of Swords. And then in the very first spread I pulled, I got the card of the day. Remember I was telling you I got the Tower card for the card of the day? And when you look at those two cards, like I said before, people get the initial impression, they see the Tower card, they think, oh my God, bad. No, that's not necessarily what it means. It means a shift in foundations. And like I was discussing with the changes in beliefs and things like that, what you were saying, it resonated with me. What you were saying, Mary, about it needs to be. She needs to be. I can't remember how you put it. Really let go. I mean, end completely. End. Complete. And that's what you have with the Ten of Swords and the Tower card. You see, and so in order to make it happen, she's got to be like, I'm done with this. And remember, I got the Magician. I'm in control. I'm moving. Yeah. I'm moving to South Florida. I'm moving to New York State. I'm moving to Seattle. I'm moving to wherever she wants to move. Just go for it. She's going to do that. And then of course we also got the Fool card. Taking the leap. So it all came together there with Bridget. Yeah. Let's see who else is on the line here. It looks like the next caller that's been waiting the longest is area code 216. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 216.
Hello, my name is Sharon. I'm calling from Ohio. It's actually the first time calling in. I've been listening.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Thanks for calling in.
Cool.
Sharon.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was wondering, can you give me like a general reading? How about I'll give you a topic? That would make it break it down a little bit more easier for you. Career.
Sure.
I started back in the office this week for the first time in a year and a half. We're only going in 2 days a week. But is this going to work out for me? It's totally a different, it's just like a whole new job because there's just so many different procedures now. You know what I mean? Do you feel it working out? I work in a corporate world. I love my job. Is it going to work out with the team and everything, the people I'm working with? Is it going to work out? That's my question. Like the next 90 days, how's that?
Yeah, is it going to work out for the next 90 days at least, right?
Well, what's coming up for the next 90 days? How's that? Oh, if it's up to me, I'll stay there for retirement. I love the job. What's coming up for the next 90 days? How's that?
Okay, when it comes to your job.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me just, okay, so next 90 days for your job, how's it going to go? It's going to go great for some reason. No, for a good reason, right?
So I'm nervous. I'm leaving my dog. There's just a lot of things, but go on. I know, but go on.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like what it shows now is like you being at this sort of like crossroads. It's like, needing to make like all these little decisions, right? Okay, what do I do about the dogs, for example? Things are weird here. Now there's all this. Okay, how am I going to keep track of all of that?
I know.
And I feel like the next couple of weeks, it's going to be more of that. But you're going to make good decisions, and you're going to get into the groove.
Yeah, the groove.
And
it's perfect. Sorry.
We get 2 pages that come up here, and then we get the Hierophant card, and we end with the Emperor card. And really, given the situation, that's really where I think we want to end. The Emperor, about that idea of structure and stability. Whoa, too much, too many choices and little decisions to make, and so much changes here and there. And you're going to hit your stride. Get a couple of weeks to like adjust, get into, structure, a routine around these changes, a flexible structure, if that makes sense. Have faith with the Hierophant card.
I know. You're right. I know.
Yeah.
And it's so great.
So let's see what Dax has to add.
I'm glad that there's one person on our team who likes to, there's always a little trickier person. You know what I'm trying to say it in a nice way, who likes to, you know what I mean? You didn't even pull her up. I'm so glad. I think it would have came in the reading if it was anything major. I'm trying to say that in a nice diplomatic way.
Actually, that let me jump in because that's actually showing up in my cards. That was going to be my.
Go on.
That was going to be the last thing that I mentioned here, but because you brought it up first, I guess we'll go there. Because I was going to, talk about how we got the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune card. Things look really great for this. You know, there's not a whole lot I can add to what Mary said. Mary's spot on. The only two glaring things was, one, you know, you're talking about this group of coworkers, this situation, but there's like an opportunity or something that may or may not have come up yet that's going to come up. And you're just not aware of it yet. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. The other thing is the Seven of Swords showing up. Yeah, this is somebody that manipulates, takes advantage of the situation, evasiveness, that kind of thing. The Tarot's counseling to be the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles in this kind of a situation. That's the, you know, a very down-to-earth, grounded person. Yeah, she's the nurturer. You know, you want to, you know, no matter what flack comes your way, you throw back nurturing and love. Nurturing and love. And just be aware of the manipulation, the potential for somebody taking advantage of something. Yeah, so just keep that.
And you said opportunity. Maybe, I don't know I know that's so specific, but maybe I could get another, like you're saying, maybe a different opportunity in I work for a huge company. You're just saying maybe more work responsibility. It's hard to say. Okay. Right? Is that what
it's hard to say. You know, I'd have to do a much longer reading, but what I'm thinking is that either it's a additional responsibility still within the same group, company, or it could be a completely different position in the company.
Okay, that's what I wondered. Okay. All right. I'll just be open-minded
to that. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, BFF, by the way.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Oh, that was an awesome call.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have time for another caller?
That was fun.
I know.
Sure.
We love those new callers. Let's see. Who's been waiting the longest? Looks like area code 442. 442. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Dahlia. I'm in Southern California. I'm just having a blast listening to you guys. I just signed up to your course. And just the way you guys are reading is just amazing, and it's just really neat to see you guys are even connected, even though you're not right next to each other. You know what I mean? That's just amazing to me. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's interesting, Dahlia?
Oh, yeah.
Dahlia, what's really interesting, you know, Mary and I have been doing this for I've been on the air for 11 years, you know, and we've been doing this for many, 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 many years. And it still amazes me to this day how Mary and I will be taking a call, and, you know, she's in Amarillo and I'm in Tucson, and we're pulling cards, you know, and back in the day, she was in Hollywood and I was in San Diego, and we'll be pulling cards. We'll get the same exact cards, or we'll get one or two of the same cards, or cards that have virtually the same meaning in combination. It's so fascinating. So what's your question?
Awesome. What is what? I'm sorry?
What's your question for us?
Yes,
I have a newborn.
Yes, I have a newborn son. He is a Sagittarius, and I am a Scorpio. I just wanted a general reading for him. Like, I know he's going to have a really great future, and I just want a general reading to help me raise him to his best potential.
Yeah. Well, you know what's great is, like, when you get further along towards the end, towards the end of the course, you know, and you start getting into creating the numerology charts and then the reports, you're going to be able to do his chart and your chart, and you're going to be able to see what's going on with him, and then also between the two of you, which is really fascinating.
I'm just kind of afraid to do it myself. I don't know why. I'm nervous about it, but I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just nervous. Like, you guys are the experts, and I feel like I rely more on what you would have to say more than me because I'm super new. So
well, like I said, I'm always happy to do a chart for you and a chart for him, and do a comparative analysis. And if you want a reading on that too as well, you just go over to my page, and the links are all there to grab a chart or two. And during the summer sale that we were mentioning earlier, I actually have a package deal there for 2 charts, and the analysis is included with that as well. And I'll throw in a free actual reading too on top of that. How about that? So yeah, just go over and check out the summer sale. Awesome. Trying to see what's your biggest thing that you're thinking about or worried about or curious about?
Oh my gosh, there's just so much going on right now. I just want I'm gonna homeschool him, and maybe some things to kind of prep him for his future, like what I should get him into. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I got some great cards here. I'm just going to say that, first of all, the numerology is going to help a lot with that, because then we see, what the person's, what his life path is, his attitude, and it's going to give us a lot of guidance, But just pulling cards, he is going to be very successful doing it homeschool. Very successful. We got the 6 of Wands showing up. We've got the Ace of Wands showing up. We've got the 7 of Wands is showing up for you, and that's about although there's struggle. If you look in that card, in the Wade Smith version of the card, the person in the card, the figure in the card, has the high ground. So you're starting off from a really great position. The Page of Coins, the Page of Pentacles is the last card that shows up, and it shows that he's going to be, quite the student. And Hello?
I don't know if we lost Dax. Dax, are you there? I don't know. Maybe we did.
Oh, no.
Where you went. Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you what. I will share what cards I got until he comes back to finish his reading. I just looked at your central question, right? And, what's great is the card overlooking everything is the Queen of Cups. So that's the water sign woman. That's the Scorpio mama, okay? And, when it comes up like that, and seems to clearly represent the person calling, it also still has a message. And the Queen of Cups, that's that loving, caring, intuitive, psychic energy, but also, the one thing to look out for, I'm a Scorpio too, okay? Awesome. The one thing we have to look out for is being too overprotective, being too, mother henning. We've got to have a balance, and we have to have some moderation and some patience, and that is exactly what the Temperance card that shows up opposite Queen is saying, So it's like, calm down, chop wood, carry water. This kid, I mean, my goodness. The real advice that comes through here, Ace of Swords into the 7 of Cups, into the Star card. No matter what you're teaching him, no matter how you're teaching him, and homeschool kids, my husband is a ballet teacher. His homeschool kids are like the best students, ever. They're so good, Seven of Cups is like we've got a lot of choices. We've got a lot of options. Show it, and the Star card, achieving our dreams. Show him that there's, that there's always going to be hope, that there's always a path forward to achieve your dream, And if he can be brought up with that sense of hope and wonder and being, having dreams, I think that that's going to make a big difference. The Seven of Cups, too, can be about procrastination, indecision. So the Ace of Swords is like, having, clear ideas. So he may be a kid that it's like, okay, like one thing at a time. Let's focus on one thing at a time and know that still all these other options are open to you. You can always try another one of those later, but now let's focus on the one and see what you think, see how you do.
No, because there's like so much I want to put him into. So that's so funny.
You don't want to
I want him to do
overschedule your
baseball
kid.
and this and that and this and that, like,
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
Hey, Dahlia. Mary, I'm back.
Hi.
He's back. Yay, Dax is back.
I got disconnected. I was using a different way of calling into the studio today, and I don't know, maybe it has a time limit or something, Mary, because it just hung up on me. Although it may also be a Blog Talk problem because according to the switchboard, I'm still dialed in as the host, but I'm not. Actually, I'm calling in on the guest line. This is really weird stuff. But I did want to finish up. It sounds like you did a really great job there, Mary, with Dahlia and talking about her son. And I was listening to what you were saying while I was trying to call back in. And you're just really spot on, what I was seeing. But when I got cut off was right when I was getting to the good stuff, right when I was going to say, I was saying how it looks like it's going to be really good. And I had mentioned the Page of Pentacles, and that's when I got cut off. See, the Page of Pentacles, he's going to be quite the student, and you really have to push that. That's going to be, so as far as advice coming through, that's the main thing. Also, I wanted to point out, because I had mentioned that I got the Seven of Wands, and Mary, you got the Seven of Cups, was it?
Yeah.
So 7 is the number of the seeker. It's the highest spiritual number. I'll be really fascinated to see what his numerology is when we do the numerology. But I wanted to point out, Mary got a 7 card. I got a 7 card. It's considered the highest spiritual card. This is important too, not just the academics, but you have the opportunity, and everybody out there listening that has, a new son or daughter, or very young kids, or grandkids, or nieces and nephews. This is important because we never got this when we were kids. Okay, where we are in a position to teach the higher concepts, the spirituality, how the universe actually works. And, this is stuff that should be taught in school from day one. People should know how to do self-hypnosis. People should know how the law of attraction works. Okay?
How to meditate.
And how to meditate. That's a big one. Yeah, you are setting him up for huge success in all areas of his life if, along with the academics, how to do the mathematics and the English and the writing and the, with all science and, with all the academics, that's great. But if you show him how to install new ideas in his subconscious mind, how to take advantage of the law of attraction, how to meditate, he's going to be so far ahead of everybody. That's the message I'm getting.
He's going to be great at everything he does, and don't forget the physical, whether that's ballet, whether that's baseball.
Oh, yeah.
If you're homeschooling especially, you still want him to have play dates, contact, and physicality.
Extracurricular.
Yeah.
Yeah. some activities and stuff.
Right, but not all of them at once.
Thanks, Talia.
Yes.
We'll see you on the website.
I just had a quick question. You said that I was going to have some kind of battle or something.
Oh, I was talking about the Seven of Wands, and what I was saying was that in the Seven of Wands, the figure, there's these 6 wands coming up from the bottom in the traditional Waite Smith version of the card.
Oh, yes.
And the individual, the individual standing on a mound above those with a wand. It's actually a staff. He's got a staff in his hand. He's fending off the attackers from below. The 2 points about this card are that in relation to the reading that I was doing for you and for your son, is that the most important thing is, A, you have the high ground. Okay? So no matter what comes along, you're in a good position with him. The thing about the battles and stuff like that is, that's implicit in the card, and that's merely talking about, hey, this isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be all, sunshine and roses and flowers and cotton candy. There's going to be struggles along the way, but the card is telling you have the high ground.
All right.
Yep.
So that's
you can
all
handle
just
it.
Normal stuff. Yeah. So
just
that's
the normal
stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye, Dahlia. Yeah, I remember her from the website when she signed up for the course and all, Mary, and she's also a professional member now and everything.
Awesome.
So that's awesome. We'll see her on the website and on our Facebook group for the Tarot Guild. It came up. She was asking some questions about some things in the course actually earlier today, and I was talking about how we have this new website that we talked about in the beginning of the show there, and this course, parts of this course were filmed, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and other parts date back to like 2015, 2016. That was when we had the old websites, and so some things are going to be, I tried really hard, Mary, to edit out anything that was a wrong link or but when you have that much footage, it's hard to catch everything. So I just wanted to put it out there for people that are taking the course. 2 things. One is that, whenever possible, I tried to recreate the resources mentioned and have them available on the page for that module that you're watching the video on. You'll find links for it. Some stuff just was not recoverable, and other stuff I supplied resources that were equivalent, wherever I could. But that's number one. Number 2, I wanted to mention is that because of all of this, and because we have so many people coming on, I want to revisit the course. Meaning I want to go through and revamp and maybe modernize is not a good word. What's a good word for that, Mary? I want to, bring it up to date and
update it.
And update it, yeah, and refilm it, perhaps in front of a live audience, so that the folks that are enrolled now can take the course, live. Maybe we'll do it live. I haven't decided if I'm going to record or go live with it, but live is so fun, So I'm kind of leaning that way there. Yeah, so I just want to put that out for you. I know Dahlia's still on the line. I want to let everybody know that's in the course that, that's in the works. That's in the plans. We want to revamp the course, and we're going to re-record it live, and you'll all be able to attend the live classes, and just thought I'd put that out there. So, where are we, Mary? I got a little discombobulated because the system hung up on me, but
that happened to me last week. Twice.
I know. do we have time for another call, or?
Sure. I think we can squeeze one more in.
Let's see who's been waiting the longest here. It looks like the longest waiting an hour and 19 minutes, I think. Area code 845. Area code 845. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Maria. Yeah, calling from
Hi, Maria.
Well, that's true. I'll wait more than 1 hour.
Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes. What's your question for us real quick?
The question is two little one, please. I got one, the first one, I wait a settlement. They're going to be big as soon as she's going to go in Italy, they're going to travel this year.
I'm having a hard time understanding what Maria's saying, Mary.
I say I wait for settlement. They got to give me money. I wait for money coming in to me.
You're waiting for a settlement, and you want to know if that's going to come in, when it might come in, that kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to put you on hold for a minute, Maria, because there's so much background noise. I'm hearing music, and also her voice sounds like she's far away from the microphone. I just was not getting what she was talking about. So we're going to be looking at timing here, Mary?
And if her settlement's coming in, when it might be coming in.
Okay. Are you going first on this one?
Well, I can. I already drew the cards. It's really interesting. 3 queens came up.
Oh, my God.
The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. The only queen missing is the Queen of Cups, which is kind of interesting. So it could be like this is just about, it's about women. Maybe women are involved in this. 3 queens is kind of a weird thing. But anyways, I do get the 8 of Wands. When the 8 of Wands comes up, that often, it can be about communication, right? Maybe there's still communication ongoing, right, this settlement. But 8 of Wands is often about things happening pretty quickly. It's going right into the Star card. So I feel like, this could happen really soon. Maybe within the next, couple weeks, but even then, I feel like it could happen before then. And the Star card, being on the other end, the receiving end of those wands flying through the air, I think is terrific. That's a great sign. So I feel like it's gonna happen pretty soon. What are you getting, Dax?
Oh, this is hilarious. It's just another example of what I was relating to Dahlia, of us, for a decade doing radio and getting the same cards or similar meanings, or, it's always something where tarot or the universe is like winking at us, is what I call it, right? And so you were talking about those 3 queens, and I pull my cards and I get the 3 of Cups with the 3 women on it, and not only that, but the Empress card, which is also card 3, right next to each other. Isn't that bizarre?
That is bizarre.
Yeah, so it's
3.
It's showing the synchronicities. It's basically the universe going, yeah, this stuff works. And one of those 3 cards is in the timing spot. So yeah, I was getting the same thing as you. More like maybe I think you said 2 weeks. I'm getting more like 3 weeks because of the 3, but relatively quickly. This could come through. And I do think it has something to do with women, and I don't know.
It's really interesting, the feminine energy that you're getting with the 3 cups and the Empress card, and then I get these 3 queens. It's like, wow, what's up with the number 3? What's up with all these women? but in any event, it does look like it's happening pretty quickly for Maria.
Yes, and the other thing is, that last card, that timing card, was the 3 of Cups card, and so there you go. She's going to be celebrating. The windfall comes through, and somewhere between now and 3 weeks, we'll just say. Looking really good. I hope that helped you out, Maria. We got to move on here and end the show because we're at the end of the show. Actually, we're like 20 minutes over, actually. But all righty. But it was a great show. This was fun.
This was fun.
Felt relaxed today,
Yes, I agree.
Yep. I'm not sure if I should keep using the same way of calling in, though, because it frickin' hung up on me. But, the more...
I know. I got hung up on last week just doing it the regular way.
You know what I'm thinking it is? I'm thinking it's Blog Talk, not the way I called in.
Oh, because, it's them. It's not us.
Yeah.
But for real.
It's got to be them. Yeah. So next week we'll be back and we'll be taking your phone calls. If we didn't get your call today, we apologize. But of course you can call in on the Friday show. Catherine will be on the air next Friday. We'll be back on Saturday, and Sharona's doing a show on Sunday. So all weekend, next weekend, you can call in. 3 different shows. And we'll be back, and we're going to be talking about pricing your services and giving you some pointers and things on how to do that, and talking about valuing your service as a professional reader. So we'll be back next week. Can't wait. And have a great week. Remember to contact Mary or I in between shows here if you would like to book a private reading. Get a numerology chart, like Dahlia wants to get the comparative analysis, between her chart and her son. And also, if you have ideas for our Psychic Spin coming up in 2 weeks, what big questions, what's on everybody's mind, and you want to be the one to step up and say, hey, I want an answer to this. Ask the tarot about whatever.
Are the aliens here?
I don't know. Have you met some of our callers? I mean, I think they are here.
I think they are here.
We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye,
everybody.
Mary.
Bye, Jack.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen.